loss. Just talk about the fight you guys had though throughout that entire duel.
Well, I mean, you have to bring it for a matchup like this. It's no surprise, and I don't think we deserve any extra credit for bringing a lot of fight. You know, it's expected from us. And but our guys did. Our guys brought it, and you know, they brought a lot of fight and a lot of effort, but maybe in a couple situations, you know, just didn't show the toughness that was needed. We didn't execute there in a couple critical situations in big-time matches, and we knew it would come down to that. And you know, we just got to get a little bit cleaner and clean up some of those areas and execute. When you have somebody on the ropes and we got a chance to put somebody away, we got to make it count.
Just talk about Trae McDaniel. I mean, the growth that kid's made in these past couple weeks has been leaps and bounds. Just talk about what you've seen from him over this time.
Yeah, I mean, I've thought a lot about Trae since we started recruiting him 3-4 years ago, whatever it was. He's a dynamic wrestler. He's capable of wrestling in a lot of different positions. That's one thing that makes him so good, makes him so dangerous. And he's a competitor. You know, I would like to see him close out that match just a little bit more. But in that dual meet situation, it was important to win that match. To give our team a chance, he had to win that match. So he got that job done, and we talk about it as a team a lot. And being tough in wrestling is knowing what you have to do and then backing it up and doing it. And Trae got a dub there. So, yeah, good job. He's an exciting freshman, and he's got a bright future.
Talk about someone with a bright future. I mean, I thought Ethan wrestled fantastic today as well. What did you see from him?
Yeah, that's a competitor, man. He wanted bonus points. I haven't had a chance to talk to the team yet, but from looking at him, I mean, he was the most visibly upset and broken person standing there after the dual meet. So our one competitor that gets bonus points is the one that looks like his heart got broken the most after the match. It just speaks to who he is. He wants to win. He's a competitor. He loves these moments. And yeah, we were counting on him, and we're fortunate we have a freshman that you can say I can count on that freshman. That's a good feeling.
My last question, Dalton. He's had an up and down year. But to come out here in a situation like this on a big stage and get a big win to open up for you, what does it talk about his growth throughout the year?
I mean, to be honest with you, that match went kind of chalk the way that we thought it would go. I thought we had a good game plan for the match. But, you know, you can have all the game plans you want. Your wrestlers have to execute. But I thought Dalton could take him down. I thought Dalton could ride him. And we put ourselves in that position. We're able to do those things. And to lead off the dual meet, you know, that was a big win for Dalton. He needed that for his confidence because he's really, really good. And he showed a little bit more about what he's capable of tonight, so good win for him.
One last question, actually. You guys honored I believe it was the 72 class.
Yeah.
A class that made a huge donation, you know, to your guys' endowment. Just talk about the support that they have and what it was like to honor them in a duel like this.
When you're talking, that's a class that wrestled here 50 years ago, and they're still here showing up. And not only financially supporting us, but they're right there in the chairs on the side of the mat. They want to be in the action. They'll make a transformational gift to our program, one that we can really use to continue to grow and get to where we need to be. That's what's special about this program is you have, and it's not just 72, but they're leading the way with their organization and making a gift the way that they did. And it's a proud history. And when you have people that wrestled here 50 years ago that want to be involved like that, we can build on that, and we couldn't be more thankful for them.
Coach, you went down to the last match today. You're a couple of points behind, and it looked like your wrestler was doing very well early in the match, but then he got flipped on his back. Tell us about that sequence, if you would.
Man, you know, I thought there were a couple calls there and that kind of confused me in that match. I thought it was a weak, potentially dangerous stoppage. We have to execute and finish that. I thought we had to take down, maybe kind of a tough call. I haven't seen the film. But here's what you need to know is Nate put himself in position to win, and he's just got to execute, you know, and credit to his opponent. We knew who we were going to get, and we knew we were going to get their best effort at that weight class. He's really good. He's a tough guy, and came out on the right end of a scramble there, and that's sometimes that's the way those positions go.
Coach, you talked a little bit about strategy going into a meet like this, but it's really 10 individual matches. What is it that you can kind of talk to the team about as a group going into a meet?
Well, getting ready for a match like this, you look at there's 10 individual matches, and you got to be ready for 10 different opponents. So it's not like a full team game plan. You put game plans together for each individual, and then they go out and execute. For the most part, we did. And then, you know, from moving on from here, we're 0-0 when we wake up tomorrow, and everything that all of these guys have wanted to accomplish in their wrestling career is still in front of them when they wake up tomorrow morning. So that's important. It's not easy to look at things that way, and we probably won't look at things that way until tomorrow morning. But they have a lot of opportunities still in front of them.
Coach, we saw Ethan and I did at least against Iowa early in the season. Tell us about his season and the intensity he showed today out on the mat.
He's tough, man. He's mean. I like his attitude. He's got some swagger, and we like that about him. He's moments aren't too big for him. He wants to compete, and so when you have that kind of attitude, you can get pretty far. And we love. Like, he's fun to coach because he listens, and you know he's going to respond.
Coach, you talked to some youngsters out there after the meet. What'd you say to them?
Well, you know, one, thanks for coming out. Appreciate the support. And two is that, you know, you looked at 20 wrestlers out there today, and by and large, they wrestled their hearts out and gave everything they had in a big-time atmosphere, a very important match. And what I told those students is every single one of them started right where they're at. You know, they started right there with a dream and some goals, and it takes a lot of hard work and belief in yourself. So I just thank them for coming out and encourage them to continue to believe in themselves and outwork everybody else. And
what's next for the balance of the season?
Yeah, so we have 10, 11 days, 12 some EIWA championships are coming up. So that's our qualifier for the national tournament, and so. Like I said, everybody's got all their dreams and their goals for the season are still alive. They just they got to go chase them and make them happen.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Ken.
Hey, Kevin, how are you?
Hey, good.
Just the atmosphere here. Can you talk about it a little bit and how competitive it gets? And it's like a takedown or escape maybe decide this duel.
Yeah, atmosphere was dynamic, and that's what this rivalry deserves, is that type of atmosphere. Like these guys, those young men that stepped out there and wrestled, they deserve to be out there in front of a few thousand people that really care about the result. Big time dual meets like this come down to critical situations. An escape here, finish a takedown there. It's rarely really big things. And tonight we had our chances. We were in position, and you know, for whatever reason, it wasn't a lack of effort. Maybe just a little bit more focus, but we got to execute some of those positions. And if we do, maybe the match is different. But we didn't, so you know, the match went the way it did.
What about Ethan a little bit? Trae went out there.
Yeah, I think, you know, you got a freshman going out there that knows he has to win the match for your team to have a chance. And we feel good with him going out there. And he's a tough guy. Listen, he's won at every level his entire life. So winning in big time matches isn't new to him. This environment, the passion and the intensity that go into this rivalry, that's new. But you gotta grow up fast. Yeah, so he may be a freshman, you know, in the yearbook, but we can't treat him like one. He's got to grow up pretty quick, and so far he's responded pretty good there.
Sorry. Hey, Coach. Talking about the two kids, one from the Army, one from Navy, that were high school teammates.
Yeah, and that's something. You have one small town in Pennsylvania, and two fantastic young men wrestling each other in America's match, and representing really, I mean, what's the best of that generation here in the country. As a competitor, you block all of that out, and you just focus on your match. But I can sit back and just imagine the pride that town has, and the pride those parents must feel, and that high school coach must feel, seeing two of his wrestlers out there. So yeah, that's pretty special. One small town in PA, and Pennsylvania's got a lot of really good wrestlers. So, but to see them compete in a match like this, that town should be very proud.
Can you just give names for people that are viewing?
Yeah, Kyle Swartz wrestled for us. Jacob Kozer wrestling for the Naval Academy. Two great young men, and Kozer's been around a while. I think this is the last time we'll wrestle him in a dual meet. Kyle's got a few more years to kind of right the wrong there that he felt. But yeah, two good men and a very competitive bout, and that town should be proud.
So very cool to see.
Yeah. All right, thanks everybody.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
We just got Trae. Do you want anyone else or?